Microsoft keeps adding more background junk every year, and most people just accept it. Higher RAM usage, more storage wasted, more random processes running constantly. Tiny 1125H2V 13 strips most of that away, while keeping the important stuff working normally. If you want modern Windows without sacrificing stability or compatibility, this video might save you hours of frustration. Hello and welcome to HT, and if you're one of our daily viewers, it's great to have you back. Today, we're putting Tiny 1125H2 v13 head-to-head against Windows 11 to see how they compare in real-world usage. If you're wondering where to get Tiny 11, you'll find the link in the pinned comment. We've also included a link to the installation guide on our channel, Apetus. Right from the start, let's compare something you'll notice immediately: pre-installed apps. Windows 11 comes with a crowded start menu. You get pinned apps, recommendations, and a long list of software you may never use. On a clean installation, it includes 34 pre-installed apps, and many of them can't even be removed. The result is a system that feels cluttered before you've installed anything yourself. Tiny 11 takes a different approach. The start menu is completely clean. No pinned apps, no recommendations, no pre-installed apps. The app count is 0. You decide what goes on your PC, not Microsoft. Now let's look at disk usage. A clean installation of Windows 11 consumes 23.7 gigabytes of storage. That's a large chunk of your drive gone before you install a single application. Tiny 11 uses only 7.86 gigabytes after installation. That's a huge difference. You get far more space for games, programs, documents, and everything else you actually care about. Next up is the test everyone asks about: idle RAM usage. On a system with 4 gigabytes of RAM, Windows 11 sits at around 2.8 gigabytes while doing nothing. That's more than half your memory already occupied before you even open a browser. Open a few Chrome tabs and the system can quickly start slowing down. Tiny 11 performs much better here. On the same 4 gigabyte machine, idle RAM usage comes in at just 1.2 gigabytes. That's a much cleaner baseline. And if even that feels too high, you can go one step further with Velotic Pro. Open Velotic Pro, head to the cleanup page, and enable AI RAM cleaning. Within seconds, memory usage drops to around 0.7 gigabytes. If your goal is a cleaner Windows installation that uses less RAM and stays free of unnecessary bloat, Velotic Pro is worth looking at. This isn't a sponsored segment. It's simply a tool we built ourselves. You sit down at your PC with a goal. It should be simple: open, start, move fast. Instead, it hesitates. Loads pile up. Every click feels heavier than it should. Velotic fixes that at the root. This is not a surface-level cleanup tool. It takes control of how your system behaves. From the moment you run it, your PC responds the way it was meant to. Clean input, fast output. No friction, games run without random drops. Apps launch without delay. The system stays consistent, not just right after a cleanup, but every single day. Velotic watches how you use your machine and adjusts in real time. CPU and GPU tuning happens automatically. You get performance when you need it, stability when it counts. It removes clutter before it turns into slowdown. It shuts down background waste that drains your system. It keeps Windows intact while removing what holds it back. You gain access to over 500 proven tweaks. One action removes bloat. No guesswork, no risk. You install what you need instantly. No setup struggle. Storage pressure disappears. Safe compression frees space without touching your files. Everything stays intact. Your system runs lighter. This is not a quick fix. This is a long-term shift in how your PC performs, built over years. Used daily by people who cannot afford slow systems. Improved with every update. Install it once. Performance stops being a problem. Velotic, built for people who expect speed. Now push it further. Turn your Windows 11 into Tiny 11 or Windows 10 into Tiny 10 with just one click. Open Velotic. Go to debloat. Press play on Tiny 11 or Tiny 10. One action. Full transformation. No data loss, no broken features. Same machine, completely different experience. Check the info section or the guide in the description if you want the full breakdown. You have already felt the frustration. This is the alternative. Moving on to CPU activity. An idle Windows 11 installation runs around 160 processes, 2,327 threads, and roughly 67,000 handles. That's a lot happening in the background. Tiny 11 cuts those numbers down significantly. On the same hardware, it runs about 90 processes, 1,060 threads, and around 32,000 handles. That's substantially lower. Fewer background tasks can mean lower temperatures, better gaming performance, and reduced latency across the system. Now let's move into a real benchmark with Geekbench 6. This is where the difference becomes very noticeable. Windows 11 finishes with a single core score of 2,175 and a multi-core score of 5,706. Running the exact same benchmark on the exact same hardware under Tiny 11 gives us a single core score of 2,497 and a multi-core score of 7,113. Same machine, same benchmark, different result. We'll include links to the benchmark results in the description so you can review them yourself. Let's talk about configuration. Windows Defender works perfectly fine in Tiny 11 25H2v13. It's disabled by default so it doesn't constantly run in the background or flag harmless files as false positives. But if you want it enabled, it's only a few clicks away. Open the Configure app, go to the Defender section, and click Enable. That's all you need to do. Windows Defender will be active again, and you can verify it through the Windows Security Center if you'd like. Now for updates. Security updates remain enabled. That means important security patches continue installing automatically in the background. Other updates are paused by default. If you choose to enable them, keep in mind that Microsoft updates can sometimes reinstall unwanted apps and other forms of bloat. You can also disable all updates through the Configure app. However, we don't recommend doing that because completely disabling updates can break Microsoft Store functionality. Speaking of the Microsoft Store, it works exactly as you'd expect. Tiny 11 ships with no pre-installed applications, so the store becomes your main source for everyday tools like Notepad, calculator, and snipping tool. Just open the store, search for the app you want, click Get, and installation begins. If you have a Microsoft or Xbox account, you can sign in and access any apps or games you've already purchased. And once installed, applications like Notepad work exactly as they should. Now for the test Tiny 11 is most famous for, running on just 256 megabytes of RAM. For perspective, 256 megabytes was common roughly 25 to 30 years ago. Yet this 2026 build can still boot successfully with that amount of memory. Of course, it isn't lightning fast. That's not the point of this test. The goal is to demonstrate just how low Tiny 11 can go while remaining functional. And when we talk about stability, we mean it. Even at 256 megabytes of RAM, the system remains stable and doesn't crash. We kept our promise. Now it's your turn. If you enjoyed seeing what Tiny 11 can do, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The purchase link for Tiny 11 is available in the pinned comment. What you're getting isn't just the operating system. You're also getting security, updates, and support. There are plenty of free builds floating around online, but many are unstable, broken, or packed with hidden malware. The difference here is simple. You get a safe operating system that's built for daily use and reliable enough for real work. And if you ever run into problems, we're here to help. So grab it while the offer is still available. Thanks for watching. This is the Harbor of Tech, sailing off.